everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a recipe called Mile High Pie. This is one of my childhood favorite summertime desserts. I can't say it's my favorite anymore because I don't know if I really have a favorite, but I know that my kids really love this dessert and I thought I would share it with you since it is strawberry season and I have a bunch of strawberries that I can use. So let me share this recipe with you. It's simple and it's pretty quick. It does take some time, but it's very simple and easy to make. For this recipe, we are going to need about 10 ounces of strawberries. I'm using fresh, but you can use frozen strawberries. Just make sure that they are thawed. You're also going to need 2/3 cup of sugar, 3 egg whites, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and an 8-ounce carton of whipped topping. Of course you can make your own, but I have this on hand so I thought I would use it. And then for the crust, we are going to be making a cornflake crust. Now this is made exactly like you would make a graham cracker crumb crust, only using cornflakes instead of graham crackers. This is the only recipe that I use cornflakes as a crust. I've never made it for any other pie or anything, but this is what my mom always did. This is a recipe from my mom, so I'm just sticking with what she always did. And of course you can probably use graham crackers, or you can use vanilla wafers, or whatever you would like the crust to be made out of. I'm sure it would be perfectly fine, but I like the cornflake crust, so that's what we're gonna do. I don't really know how much to make, so this is gonna fill a 9x13 pan. You can make this in a pie shell. That's where it gets the Mile High name from, because if you put it in one pie shell, it's going to be really high. But I'm putting it in a 9x13 pan. I need enough cornflakes to cover the bottom of a 9x13. So I probably have maybe 3 cups in here, and I'm gonna crush these. I just place them in a bag and crush them. Sometimes I use a rolling pin and just come along and crush them like this. If you have a food processor, I'm sure you could use that too. It just seems like a lot of work to get my food processor out and then to do this. And then I have to clean it all up. So this is just really easy. You can just basically crush these by hand. I have a bowl that I'm going to put the cornflakes in. So I have the cornflakes in a bowl, and then I melted some butter. And I didn't know how much butter to melt either, so it's probably like a stick. And you just put enough butter in until it kind of absorbs in the cornflakes. You don't want to over butter it. This is what the cornflakes turned out to look like. And we're going to put this in a 9x13 pan. Okay, I'm going to be using a 9x13 pan like this. This came from a viewer. If you can see it, it says fresh from Acres of Clay. So that was sweet. That came from one of my viewers. And yeah, I really appreciate that. So, and it's perfect because it has a lid, and I like to, when I put it, this is going to go in the freezer, so I like to be able to put a lid on it. Put a lid on it. I'm going to go ahead and place the cornflakes. I'm going to place the cornflakes right in here. See if I made enough. And I just tap it down on the bottom. You could add a little bit of sugar to this if you wanted to sweeten it, but I'm not going to today. Now you can put it in the oven for a few minutes to get it set in place. I'm probably not going to do that because it's going to freeze and it will be set in place just as it is. This is actually a perfect amount. So 3 cups, I would say, of cornflakes. We're going to set this aside and work on the topping. Before I begin with the filling, I need to mash up my berries so that there's no big chunks. I'm using my immersion blender for this. That way I don't have to get my big blender out. So I'm just gonna mash these up. So much easier than getting my blender out because now I just have to clean this. Alright, so this makes, let's see, 2 cups. But I kinda, it should make about 10 ounces. I'm adding a little extra berries because I want that strawberry flavor to pop through. For this recipe, an upright mixer or a KitchenAid or whatever brand you have is going to be your best friend because this has to beat for 25 to 30 minutes. We're gonna add the strawberries to the mixing bowl. Now if you don't have an upright, if you're gonna beat this by hand, it could take a little bit longer. To the strawberries, we're adding our sugar, 2/3 cup. We're adding 3 egg whites, and you just want the whites, not the yolk, and a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm using my whisk because the whisk does a better job with beating, and we're going to beat this for about 25 minutes. I'll check it at 25 minutes and I'll bring you back. Sometimes I drape a towel over it in case it gets messy. There we are. This looks like it's about right. See how it's stiff peaks? They don't go anywhere. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, is pretty much a stiff peak where it just holds itself. Now we have to put the whipped topping in and the heavy whipping cream. Okay, first I'm going to add the whipped topping. See if I can get it in here. Okay, and then the heavy whipping cream. We're going to incorporate that. And I think the rest I'm going to do by hand because it just seems to be kind of messy. I'm just going to incorporate this by hand. Looks like it's pretty much mixed together. So the butter has kind of hardened the cornflakes so that it doesn't like move anywhere now. So that's why I didn't think it was necessary to put it in the oven. And we're just gonna fill this up, see how much this makes. There you go, and now I'm going to put the lid on this, just like this, and it's going in the freezer, and then it's going to stay in the freezer until it's completely frozen. I'll bring you back when it's ready. I completely forgot to take a video of the final product, and this is what's left after the family got hold of it. So this is what it looks like. It's best to be frozen for several hours until it is set and firm, completely frozen, and yeah, it's really good. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a very blessed day. Take care.